And we are live! This time I'm going to let you know.
Woo! Welcome, Dragon Brawlers, to London Players Guild Special Series Graded. In this series, we will take a specific colour from an upcoming set, this time being Supreme Rivalry. We will look at all of the characters' cards, what they do, what they could do to the game, and whether we like the theme or not, and then give it our own arbitrary grade at the end of the day, which is obviously objectively correct and definitely not a subjective opinion.
But feel
Peter,
free
I'm
to let us
understand.
know in the comments when we are wrong.
Of course, yes. So today we have green,
Green,
I believe. Yes.
The
From
best
set
colour in
13.
the game.
I mean, yeah, if you're watching the History of series, you know how powerful green was early times. And also some really good cards for it at the moment.
Yeah.
And I'm really excited for this archetype. It's got King Cold and Chilled. So let's get straight into it, Peter. What have we got first?
First we have the leaders, right? So it's going to be King Cold, the leader for all of the extra cards.
Yes, I think we should explain King Cold actually, because I think it's a relatively unique style of playing.
I mean, mostly King Cold reduces the cost of the green field cards with specified cost of with original cost of 2 by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it activates a field from your deck at the start of the game. That essentially lets you have as many green fields as you want with cost of 2, but you can't have copies of it, of any field.
Yeah.
On the field. Whenever you activate a field, you draw a card. So it's kind of like Prison Freezer, where you
So
mostly
don't
play
need
with
to
the extra
swing to
cards.
get an advantage. You can control when you draw and stuff like that. And
Yeah,
also they do
and
stuff.
he untaps too, so it's way more control version. Although I think untap 1, draw 1 would be better for the leader, but that's you know.
No, I mean that's a very fair argument. So let's see what happens when he does awaken.
So he keeps the
Woo, hello.
permanent, he keeps the auto, and then once per turn during battle, he can sack one of his extra cards, one of his fields with cost of 2, and give himself 10,000 power for the battle. So all the fields look like they are representing planets. So he's just sacrificing the planets he's controlling to give himself a boost. It
Which
kinda,
thematically is amazing.
yeah, it kind of feels like he's the king there, right?
Yeah, like these are my planets, and I will destroy them if I need to.
Yeah.
To survive, and I like the fact that obviously we'll get into it when we get to them, but the fields do trigger when they're removed. So
Yes.
it's very synergistic. Like you'll defend.
And not
you
all
could
of
be
the fields
aggressive.
trigger when they're removed.
Not all, but some do. Some do.
Yes. All of the fields, besides the dynasty, trigger when something is removed. I'll put it that way, because I already read through the cards this morning, and yeah.
So let's move on to Chilled.
Yeah. So
So
Chilled has a quick change that gives the tokens are not skillless anymore, essentially.
Yeah, because they gain the permanent.
Skill,
This card gains Chilled Army. It's not just they've been given the tag; they've been specifically given an effect to give them the tag. So that's why we say that, because obviously permanents are a skill.
That does
Which
not
is
activate.
it's an interesting take.
Whenever attacks, you can add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, play a token. The tokens suddenly have only 10,000 power.
Yeah, we've not seen anything that can boost them, which is what we feel the deck really needs.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing. It awakens at 3 life and draws 2 and taps 1.
Which is a nice awaken skill, to be fair.
Yeah, but it's no alternative there, right? So it's
no, it's you have
weird.
to go low.
Yeah. And again, the same permanent. This time when it attacks you, draw a card and then play a token. And you can pay 1 green during your turn, and 2 of your Chilled Army cards get 5,000 power and revenge until end of your opponent's next turn. Again, if you haven't seen our previous video, there has been a change in ruling. Revenge can only activate on a unison card or on the battle card. It does not activate on the leader, because this leader can give himself the power and the revenge, but the revenge will not activate.
Exactly, really well put, because that would be insanely broken if a leader could have revenge.
Yeah, because then even if you bounce back, you just die.
Yeah. So yeah, really interesting leader. Again, we'll talk about it more when we get through. This is like we feel like the combo. There needs to be some way of giving these 10Ks a static 5K for the turn.
Even during your turn, it should be like an aura during your turn. The tokens get 5K. They need something like that.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, we haven't seen Tournament Pack, but that's a
Yeah,
separate video.
but that's a totally different topic, right? If it's in the tournament
Exactly.
pack, because then
So
it's it's locking the game behind the tournament pack.
we're getting our Unison
Yes.
SR for
If you're following our Twitter, we really like the SPR of this card.
we do at Players Guild, I think. Crap, I actually don't know.
I think it's
handle
at
it.
Players Guild, yeah.
It's in the description below.
Yes.
Also, I think. So it's a 1-cost green Unison, so potentially a Demigorgon replacement. Freezer, Invader from another dimension. It's a 10k body, so it's a little bit stronger than Demigorgon. Permanent. If this card would lose a marker from an opponent's attack, you may choose one of your Freezer's army tokens, not Chill's army,
Not
and
any
remove it
token
from the
either.
game. Yeah, that's also a really good point. Not just a token. So it has to be a Freezer army token that you remove from the game. But then you do save it from being marked. Marked down? What is demarked?
Taking damage.
I guess.
The
right,
Unisons take damage.
Yeah. It has the +1 skill of the +1 activate main of add up to 1 card from life to hand. At the end of your turn, play a Freezer's army token. So thankfully, like if you swing and you fall into a dormant potential, it's not gonna die because
There is that, but I'm surprised that you play that token at the end of your turn, because those tokens don't have combo power, don't have blocker. I mean, in this case, technically they have a blocker, but because they can stop 1 damage. But if someone attacks you with double or triple strike, you only prevent 1 of that damage to your Unison. It's obviously not on the same level as the Migra.
No, it's not. But I think that's intentional because we've seen what
Yeah.
Demigorgon can do. Although people do point out in our videos, we do read comments that green hasn't really done much meta-wise. We just really think Demigorgon is a really strong Unison. That might be a problem.
That green, I want actually to address this comment. The thing that green has not done much is one thing. But whenever you have a green leader, you start your deck by putting 12 cards in it immediately. 4 Demigra, 4 Freezer, and 4 Dormant Potentials. Doesn't matter what your deck does, those are 12 cards that are in every green deck. This is not a healthy build. It's the same situation that happened when SS3 or Mecha Freezer were a topping leader, because majority of the time when you built a deck, you started by either putting Mecha Freezer to it or SS3.
Yeah.
And you essentially had a limited design in building. Any green deck will choose the Migra over any other Unison.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail right on the head there, Peter. So we'll get into its -3. So it's not necessarily that it's broken and super strong. It's just green dot deck. Here, go include these 12 cards. And that's not necessarily healthy. So activate main -3. Choose all of your token cards. So this will affect Chilled's army if you want to run it in Chilled.
Only tokens that have 10,000 power.
And they get 10,000 power for the turn, and then choose 1 card in your opponent's hand and discard it. So this essentially could be that static boost, but they also can't have been boosted already. It's a weird one for me, Peter. It's a weird one.
This one is weird because it's -3, so you either spend 3 energy on this, so you drop this, and -3 immediately, then it dies. But then you need to have certain amount of tokens. Or if it survives, you can use it every 5 turns. 3 turns for +1. 1 more for +1 so it doesn't die. Essentially. And then -3. And then you have every 4 turns, So every 4 turns you can do this.
It's not impossible, because obviously we've mentioned green can do the
Have you
dormant
played
potential.
this game?
Yeah, dormant potential and Freezer can slow down the game for green.
That's 4 turns. So that's 1 rotation. What do you do with the rest? If you want the next one.
Win. You win.
Exactly, you need to win off this 1 activation, and if you dormant potential in response...
Well, all the tokens just go bye-bye anyway. Exactly.
If you Nimbus in response. If you play against any blue deck that's going to drop that Gohan on you, that makes you ditch cards. It's... No.
So, I wish it was better. I mean, to be fair, I think we can readdress this card's power after the ban list.
I think the card is going to fit in that niche for the green decks that want an early Unison, but it won't be an auto-include, and some of the other green Unisons with specified cost of 2 might see play. Like maybe Bardock will see play again.
So let's move on to I'll move on to our next one. Speaking of a two-drop
Yeah.
green unison that will definitely see play, at least in my decks because it's King Vegeta Xena, the Umbral Invader. Oh, I just love that. I love the word Umbral. I don't know why. +1 activate main. Sorry, I should mention it's 15k, 2k, 2 cost. Activate main +1. Choose up to 1 mono green extra card when it's cost of 2 or less, and the field skill in your hand and activate it. So this is huge. Turn 2, I can play this guy and then activate pod for free, which is a draw,
Yeah.
and then also gets my green recurring cycle. So if I'm playing something like Zarbon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm second guessing myself. The Zarbon because that has graveyard interaction. Beerus, Godly Majesty, Figure of Majesty. You've got.
Also,
I'm going to the.
after
Sorry.
reading the Dynasty, I'm just going to
Mm.
point out one thing quickly. I figured that actually you can't play Healing Pod in that deck. And I'm going to talk
Can you
you
not?
through that when we get to Dynasty.
That's fine. That explains. So this is cool for a multitude of reasons. There is a green card we'll talk about coming up. I think it's called New Ruler. That would be
Yeah.
really good off this card. So I genuinely do believe this unison is awesome. Like,
I think
genuinely.
I
Really
think
happy about it.
a new ruler, which is get a good green card from the top 3, is generally a card worth spending 2 energy on.
Yeah. So spending
this
it
is
for
essentially a
free.
0 energy unison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or in King
Um,
Cold, in the worst case scenario, if you play a subpar field, this is still a 1 energy unison because you just saved that 1 energy. Because normally you pay 1 energy for the fields there, so with this, you just paid 1 energy for this one, and it comes with 3 markers.
Yeah, and it allows King Cold to be a bit aggressive. It can pop off one of its fields and then replay the exact
Yeah.
same one for free. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things, and that's just its +1. Let's get into the exciting stuff for Scott. The activate min, the -1. So your opponent chooses one of their battle cards with an edge cost of 5 or less and KOs it. I just like that. I think that's really good for a -1 effect.
Doesn't go around barrier, but can remove something that's not in rest mode. I think this is
Ex-
going to be very strong removal.
Yeah, I like it. We're at the point where 4-drops are generally seen as like not the boss monster, but a game-changing play, and most of them don't have barrier. So most of them, not all of them. And then we have the spicy activate battle of a -3 here. This card gets triple strike and 5k power for each extra card in your battle area with the field skill for the turn. Oh, I love this as a finisher for King Cold.
This
So much.
is really peculiar card because you attack with it. If it has 4 markers, your opponent is like, so if I negate this, he can after that activate his +1 or -1. If I don't negate this, I know I'm in the world of pain. Because at the moment, maximum fields they can have is 5.
So that's 25k.
That's 40k triple strike. That's a secret rare.
Yeah, so this is huge. Like, it's like you're forcing your opponent to answer this.
Yeah.
I for an uncommon unison, I am so happy with this card. Absolutely adore this unison. If you couldn't tell already.
Yeah.
Let's go.
We need to speed up a bit on what we're doing.
Yeah, okay. So we did talk about these in the reaction. So
yeah.
This one is interesting to me. Again,
but it's not a payoff.
For an SR, I was hoping for more.
The fact that you can give 2 of your Child's Army blocker and 10,000 power is fine, but you crit a life for that. It's very limited amount of times you can do it.
Exactly.
I would prefer this to be discard a card or even discard 2 cards.
Yeah. The only way I think it's justified is that you're trying to get down to that free life, but critting a card never feels good, and I don't think the payoff for critting is
you get
warranted.
10,000 power on 2 of your cards, so you can attack with them, but then you don't have play of that blocker. Or they get blocker. I mean, it just activate battle as well.
So you could theoretically use your activate main on your leader to give them revenge, and then use this if they swing.
But then, if they swing, you first need to go to your combo step. Activate this, you just burn the life, and then your opponent's like, yeah, I'm not attacking anymore.
Yeah.
Go for it. I just burned you, and then you still need to come out from this attack.
It's a very weird one. I mean, if nothing else, it nets you 2 Till tokens for 2 energy.
Yeah, I think that's its best use.
Yeah. So
I'm not going to say the other effects just don't strike me.
Yeah. I agree.
Another Chilled, Space Pirate Captain.
Have we seen this one?
No, we have not. It's a 2-drop, 2 specified green, 15,000 power. At the end of your turn, you switch this card to active mode. So
Okay.
it's pretty much always safe, beside the skills.
Beside removal, hiking between safe
Activate main. Pay 3 energy. If your opponent has 3 or more energy, you choose up to 1 chilled card with energy cost of 5 in your deck or hand. Play it on top of this card in active mode and shuffle your deck if you look through it. It needs to be cost exactly 5, and there's exactly one card I can think of that you play with this, and that card is the 5-drop from set 2 that I actually needed to look up because I knew it existed. I knew it had something to do with the tokens. I didn't remember what it did. So it has 2 skills. One is permanent. All of your Chilled Army tokens can combo while in rest mode and get 0 cost 5k combo.
That's pretty good.
That's actually really good because that gives you a payoff with those tokens. And then it activates main or battle because I already forgot. But you rest one of your tokens and it gets triple strike. I think it might be activate main. You rest one of your tokens and it gets triple strike. It's a 25k triple striker.
So I actually think that's good then because you're cheating out. Yeah, I like this card then. Yeah.
Yeah, this card, I think this card is way better than the other one we have just seen.
Yeah, I wish it had barrier. That's all.
Yes, but you play it on turn 2. If you went second, on turn 3 you can resolve this.
That's true. I also like how you can swing with it and then use the effect.
Yeah.
To, yeah. Yeah. Cool card. I like it.
But again, we have only one target, so I do expect for Chilled to be a 5-drop in tournament pack.
That could also be a thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Because at the moment we don't have anything in the core set that can be played with this.
Yeah, which is weird.
Toby, the BCJ, we have seen this one. When you play...
Yeah, I like this one.
I like this one. I think this is one of the more interesting payoffs for the tokens. Especially we have that Freezer's Call for the Chilled Army. So you can play this from your deck, remove 2 tokens, draw a card. And then if he survives, you can combo with him later on and remove another 2 tokens and draw another card. So it can be a powerful card.
I love how it's not from hand. Yeah, so you can push with him.
And also being a 2-drop 15k, he's not exactly badly statted.
No, I mean you can boost him up, right? He's Chill's Army, so he can become a 20k revenge.
Yeah,
so
there's also that. You can use your leader to defend him as well.
Yeah, so if your opponent wants to swing in.
Good option.
Yeah, so he's good.
Then we have a new Toby.
We got a super combo!
Yeah, this is the super combo for green. So it's the same super combo we have seen. If your leader is green, your life is 4 or less. When you use this in combo, you draw 1 card, then choose 1 card other than this card in your combo, and it gets 6,000 power for the battle.
I actually think this is the super combo that might actually work in this deck, because these are still weird super combos. People are still figuring out how to use them best. But if your tokens can be comboed in rest mode, that would count, right? So
that would count. I'm just going to point out something. You can't combo a card that doesn't have combo cost and combo power. Until they get that power, you can't combo them off. That's why cards like Zeno the Plain God have 0 cost, 0 power.
Yeah, so you can actually still combo them and boost them. Yeah. So, but obviously when they get the combo power, they can combo from rest and So, I think I still probably lean towards playing maybe Paragus in this deck, but it's an interesting play, right? I still want to see something from these super combos. I think they're very interesting.
I think it's a nice design, but they feel a bit missed. The same as the Rejuvenate super combos.
Yeah, no, I can see that.
They just feel a bit missed.
Genuinely forgot they existed until you just mentioned them.
Yes, because they never seen play, because there are, but the super combos from set 11. They are amazing.
I mean, I'm all for them trying new
because mostly we play monocolored decks, right?
Yeah.
I think this is for multicolored deck mostly.
Possibly. It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. We'll have to see what happens with these super combos in the future, but definitely want to keep an eye on.
Kabira the Besieger. I don't think we have seen this one.
I don't recall.
No. So it's a 2-drop to specified green, 15,000 power. When this card is played or used in a combo from your deck or hand.
Oh.
So
wait, can you combo it from the deck?
I think it's about being played from the deck or...
Yeah, and then comboed from hand.
Yeah. I think it's both. If you could combo it from the deck, that would be nice, but it's so you don't get the skill when it's played from the drop. which green is kind of known for doing, right?
It can do that, yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there's a little bit of balance in there, so hopefully has a good effect.
You choose up to one of your Chilled Army cards. Cards,
Mm-hmm.
not necessarily tokens.
Mm-hmm.
Then choose one. The chosen card gains blocker for the turn. You can give your leader blocker, for example, if you want to. Blocker works on the leader.
Yeah, that'd be interesting, actually.
Or if the chosen card has 10,000 power or less, it gets 5,000 power and critical for the turn. You can again do that to your leader.
Because it's card, right? It's not.
Yeah, it's Chilled Army cards.
Oh, I really like this card. I really like this
card is good because you can drop it as a 1-drop. You go second. You go the Chilled Army thing. You play this from your deck. Give your leader crit. Attack with your leader with critical and gain token and add a card from life to hand.
You get this guy on board. You plus up on one of your tokens. It gets 20. So it becomes 15 crit.
Yeah.
Then you use your leader effect. It's 20 crit. And then if your opponent.
But your leader is only when awakened.
Oh shit! Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, that's the problem with that leader. You go to 3 life and only then, and you still need to spend 1 green energy on that.
That's true. Yeah.
So
I was getting excited. Excited, but still.
You can get to that, but if we're talking early plays, making your leader 15k attacker on turn 1, 15k crit attacker.
Yeah.
Yeah, on turn 1. I think that's scary.
Yeah, that's yeah, cool. I like it. It's a cool card. Cool card.
This one we have seen this one, right?
We have, because it's it's
like it's a 10k self awakener.
But it doesn't go to 15, which is super interesting.
Yeah, so you get 2 10k attacks out of this. That's fine, but what if your opponent awakens?
Yeah, like I don't understand. Like,
you know what leader this is good against? This is good against the OG Shield.
Yeah.
Because it's 10k on both sides.
And Bibbidi or Babbidi.
Babbidi.
I always do it. I always do it, Peter.
Yeah, always.
I'll never learn.
Son Goku, we have seen this one already.
We have, we also need to. Well, before we move on from this, so as I mentioned in our revealed video, go and check it out. The Fist of SS3 Fist of Fortitude or something from Giant Force has now gone from €2 to 10. Yeah. Sorry about that. But there's also, you can also play the Clash of Fates Goku, the It's Over Freezer. Yeah. Obviously, you don't get the board wipe, but if it's in rest mode, your opponent has to ditch 2 cards if they swing, which is also good. But as I think it was Jasmine Miller, I'll give her the shout out if I was wrong. I'm sorry. You can also play the Ultimate Box Goku, the green Goku. That allows you to go
one, right?
Yeah, that allows you to go into height. Into
hope,
into
and then
victory strike.
Awakened power, yeah.
Yeah, so
that's why hopes went up in price.
And also, Peter, it didn't get an SPR. It's a Goku that didn't get an SPR.
Oh no, we had a few of those already, so don't worry.
Exactly. Oh, so yeah, great card.
We have a new support for Slug's Army, or the Lord Slug, or whatever. I don't like this one.
Okay. So it's a 1.5k, 4k base, unique blocker, permanent when activating a rejuvenate skill of one of your green units and cards. If your leader card is Green Slug card, your opponent has 7 or more cards in hand. Reduce the number of markers removed by that skill by 1.
Sorry, this is the cost of Rejuvenate by 1.
Oh, that's not terrible, but then it's got the when this card activates block a skill, your opponent draws 1.
You and your opponent draw 1.
Oh, right. I was gonna say it should be you and your opponent.
Yeah, it's you and your opponent. The thing is that this one lacks that important thing. At the end of the turn, your opponent discards 1.
Oh wow, it is just a net gain for them.
Yeah, for them it's just net gain because if you are rescuing this, then you're losing cards. If you're not rescuing this, you are losing cards. You never want to block with this.
No. I mean, I think it's there for that rejuvenate support, right?
But as I said, if it had, I would say this is a good card. If it had that at the end of the turn, your opponent discards.
Yeah, I'd agree. Maybe it could
or puts it at the bottom of the deck, or whatever they do.
Oh, yeah, whatever the slug mechanic is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, because right now you're just giving your opponent a card, which is...
Yeah, which is not good. You give them free card. You don't even take anything from them.
To be fair, you could play blue-green Janemba.
And make them mill.
Yeah. It also doesn't impact Oh no, it does. It does. I was gonna say, wait, rejuvenate on the cell and freezer. It's like if your leader is green and slugs
No.
army. Oh, okay, yeah. That's not Janemba. Never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind that strategy.
Uh, the
Oh,
cooler guy.
so good. This card's
Yeah.
insane. It's absolutely great.
That other cooler guy.
Critical that you can bring out for one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Then we have Babidi.
Woo!
Bewitching the. This one is
This is
amazing.
Vegeta. What? Oh, they're doing Vegeta support. I
No,
never
it's not
thought
Vegeta
Vegeta
support. This
Is it not?
is not Vegeta support. This is an
Oh.
amazing draw engine for so
Okay.
many decks.
Oh, okay. I mean,
So it's a 1-drop green, Babidi Bewitching Domination. 1000
Uh-huh.
power, unique Overlord. So he has Overlord himself.
oh wow, okay.
Activate main, 1 green. If your leader card is green, choose one of your green battle cards with energy cost of 3 or less and no keyword skills. It gains 7 skill until the start of your next main phase. This card is sick! As long as you don't have something
So-
with keyword skills.
It's not once per turn.
It's not once per turn, no. As long as the card has cost 3 or less and doesn't have a keyword skill, you can give it Servant, attack with it. For example, let's think, I don't know, Ability Unleashed Gohan. It doesn't have keyword skills.
No.
You give it Servant, you attack, take a life, it becomes 25k crit. And then you put it at the bottom of the deck to draw a card.
Huh.
Because
Yeah,
this one has Overlord.
I mean, it also does work with Vegeta, so it's Vegeta
Yeah, it also
support.
does work with Vegeta, but the fact that you can turn anything into Servant.
Yeah, that's huge. That is absolutely huge. Combined with this with Battle Evolution Tower, I think we're going to see some very interesting
Yeah.
strategies coming out.
I
Yeah,
think this is
really.
a really interesting thing.
Yeah.
Because this provides you on its own a draw engine, right?
Yeah, because you pay one. Essentially bare minimum. You pay one, you draw one.
Yeah.
Which is good. We've objectively seen it's good with Saiyan Instincts and not even a scratch. It's a good draw. Yeah,
This one
really
requires
good,
you
really
to have something on board. And sadly, I mean, it's a good design. It needs to be a green battle card. Because imagine if you could do that to black battle cards like TP Trunks from the top of my head.
Yeah, that would be scary.
But
Also,
it doesn't need to be mono green.
I was going to say it's not mono green though.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
But
that's-
to be fair, multicolors have keyword skill energy exhaust.
Oh shoot! You're right. You're right. There you go. It's not happening.
It's a very interesting card, and I must say, it's a very good design for this.
Yeah.
This made me
I-
really excited for the Overlord again.
Yeah, I love it. I like you said, I want to go and play some Overlord strategies now.
Mm.
Like see what I can brew up. But yeah, really cool card. Really cool card.
The
we've
finisher
already
Frieza,
talked, yeah, about this Freezer. It's so good. It's awesome.
the other Frieza,
I also like this Freezer.
yeah, and one more Frieza for the good luck.
This card is awesome. I really
This card
do.
is stupid.
Pay 2, wipe the board.
Pay 3 total, but yeah.
Yeah, but
I think the general cost is 4 because you first need to play the field card, but yeah.
yeah, but still, wipe the board, get double strike,
Yeah.
20k. Sure.
Waifu?
Waifu, skillless waifu Chilai.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
I think she can be tutored from the deck as well. And she's heroine.
Oh! That's important.
That is very important.
That is important.
Berry Blue, we've already talked about Berry Blue. Berry Blue is amazing for King Cold.
Yeah, absolutely scary.
Kikono,
Oh, he looks so sad. No. Oh, baby Kikono, no. Why?
oh,
Why?
I somehow did not resize this one. How the hell did I do that?
Like, he's literally going, why didn't you resize Lord King Gold?
I have no clue.
Oh, poor
I'm
King
doing
Gold.
that now.
That's fine. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So, King Cold, negate the attack, play this card, reduce the energy cost of this card for each green extra card in your battle area, which is pretty damn good.
It's a 1-drop 15k negate. When it's played, your opponent can't attack leader cards for the turn unless they choose one card in hand and discard it each time.
Each time.
This is essentially half of a topo.
Yeah,
for
I
half
think
of the
it's quite good.
cost.
Yeah, I think it's great. I like
It's
it a lot.
also not limited to any leader. So if you want to pay a bit more for it, you can play it in any green leader.
Yeah,
Because
I
then,
mean, if you go up against Tails, it's easy money.
yeah, I mean, if you're a green leader or a green deck, you just go healing pod, and this is a 2-drop now.
Yeah, and you can very much justify paying
And you
cheap
don't
for it.
you don't need to discard for this like for Topo, so there's not an issue for this to discard only one card they attack.
Yep, yep. It's a really cool card. Really cool card.
Then we have Invasion of Chill's Army, which is
Negate
negate
in
the
play
attack, get a
person.
token. Yeah.
I think that's actually a really good counter. I'm coming around on it.
I think the counter is good, but again, we need some payoff for the tokens, right?
We
Something
yeah,
beside the Toby.
100%, 100%.
King Cole's Dynasty. So here I'm going to explain, because I read this card 3 times since we talked about this.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's go for it.
So, step by step. If you lead the card as Green King Cold BR card, you can place any number of mono green extra cards with field skill in your battle area. And your mono green extra cards with original cost of 2 and the field skill don't cause any of your other extra cards with the field skill to be placed in their owner's drop area. So it's only the extra cards with cost of 2 that don't make you sack another field. If you play Healing Pod, you need to sack another field.
Okay. And then if you played another 2-drop, or would you be fine then?
So, no, because you have Dynasty on board already, when you play 1-drop, you need to sacrifice one of the fields.
Yeah, but I'm saying, what about happens if you play 2-drops after the 1-drop?
What I'm saying is you wouldn't be able to, because you already have Healing Pod and Dynasty, and you need to sack one of those 2.
So you would have to sack Dynasty, yeah.
Or Healing Pod. So then you have no point on doing that. That's why you can't run Healing Pod in this deck.
Right, I'm with you now. I'm with you.
It took me a while to pick that one up as well, but yeah, that's sadly how it works.
Okay.
I mean, it's good because then you can't abuse Healing Pod, because I'm sure someone would find a way to abuse Healing Pod with this.
Almost certainly someone will find a way to abuse Healing Pod.
So then we go a new ruler, by far the best field for this deck.
Yeah, just find the card.
You can self-awaken, you don't need to. Look at the top 3, find a good mono green card, add it to your hand, rest to the bottom, and when it's sacked, you draw 1, discard 1. This is a common. This is the best utility they have.
Just good.
Anticipated Onslaught.
Ooh.
So this one doesn't have a skill when this is sacrificed.
Oh, okay.
So if it's again a field with cost of 2. If your leader card is Green King Cold BR, when this card is placed in the battle area, you draw 1 card. Then choose up to 1 mono green Frieza Clan or Frieza Army card with energy cost of 2 or less in your hand and play it.
Oh, that's really good.
So you can just, pay 1 energy to play a 2-drop.
Doesn't say original energy cost.
No, it does not. I don't know what you would want to play with this, but there are cards that reduce their own cost, yes.
The implications!
And auto, once per turn, when a green extra card with field in your battle area other than this card is placed in its owner's drop area by one of your skills, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards with cost 2 or less and KO it. That's a good removal. Sadly, it cannot attach tokens. That's, I think, my only qualm here.
Yeah, because it's 2 or less. If it was up to 2, it would. Yeah.
No, choose any number of your opponent's battle cards with total cost of 2 or less. That's how it would need to be worded. But yeah, I think this is interesting. I would like to see something with similar skill to what a new ruler has, but on the auto like in here. So when one of your other fields is sacrificed, you get to cycle.
I really like this card.
I think this card is great.
Yeah, especially because you can activate Battle and go poo-poo to other extra cards.
Yeah, and you can do it during your opponent's turn.
Yeah, so it's just like, pew, pew.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. I like it, yeah.
And Terrified Realization.
So it's a 2-cost, 1 specified green with Daddy on the card and Frieza looking. I don't know if that's lust.
I mean, he's standing behind him and looking at him. That looks.
Is he checking him out? I can't tell.
I think he's checking him out and he likes what he's seeing.
It's like, Daddy Bardock, hi girl.
He's thinking what that fail can do.
Field. permanent. If you have 4 or more extra cards in your battle area with field skill, your green Freezer Clan battle cards get 5k power during your turn. I wish it was kind of birth, but okay, that's fine. When this card
I
is
mean,
placed in
then you can drop a 1-drop 20k crit. Cooler.
True.
Cooler is Freezer Clan.
That's true, that's true. When this card is placed in a battle area, add up to 1 card from your life to your hand and draw a card. So you can add 0, then still draw. So yeah, really good. I like it. Yeah.
This is definitely one of those cards that's going to be a one-off.
Oh yeah, because you play it and it's just there.
Yeah, it's the one of those that you want to keep all the time on board. The ones that you're going to be cycling is the New Ruler and Unstoppable Invasion.
Speaking of Unstoppable Invasion,
Yeah.
2 cost, 1 specified green, Unstoppable Invasion.
We've already looked at this one, right? You can take up to 1 life and Champa something.
Double strike. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Champa your leader.
And the 10k, so yeah. Which is Champa. But yeah, it's good.
And when it's sacrificed, you remove a marker from your unison. So, it's alright. We have Chill's Army Assault, which is Freezer's Call.
Pyramid Scheme.
Yeah. So this is essentially a Freezer's Call. And Counter Attack, which is a rare. Just going to point out. Royal Supremacy.
Okay, so negate the, so 2 cost 1. Is it a field card?
No,
negate the
it's Counter Attack.
Negate the attack, then choose any number of your opponent's battle cards, or add up to 3, so it will KO tokens. If you have 3 or more green energy cards, so 3 or more field cards in your battle area, you don't pay the cost.
Yep.
That's good.
That's a free negate that can remove stuff. And it has that magical number 3 here. Which I think is the number that is to be hit right now.
So, turn 1. You play a field card for 1 energy. Probably a new ruler.
Yep.
Turn 2. You play King Vegeta, Xena. You
Yep.
use his +1 skill. You put that on. That is free. And then if your opponent decides to attack you, you negate and just go poo-poo.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, you have King Vegeta on board at that point. You also have Dormant Potential available. You have Frieza available. You have tons of shit available immediately.
I really like King Cold.
The amount of free negates and counterplays you have in this is stupid.
It's insane. I absolutely adore it. Yeah, so really good card. Is there any more, or is that
No,
the
that's
last
the
one?
last one. That's number 90.
Wow.
There's 30 cards per color, and we've been at this for 40 minutes because we started talking about Chilled and King Cold because we clearly like those decks.
Yeah, so I think to quickly wrap up then, I've got to go with A for this. I adore King Cold. I'm really excited by Chilled. I think the Chilled is lacking that finishing power for Chilled. I don't really think there's more to say on it other than, it's an A. I would have gone B+, but the Goku support and that Babidi pushed it into A for me.
I think it's A is for very similar reasons. Support for the old stuff pushed it in. We did not get Frieza support.
Yeah, no, the starter deck Freezer is still...
I'm still salty.
No, you are right to be there. You are right to be.
But my reason for giving it A is because none of those colors feel entirely green. Maybe King Cold feels a bit green, but Chilled does not feel green to me.
No, Chilled could have been yellow and it wouldn't have
Chilled
felt
could be any
different.
color and it wouldn't change anything.
Yeah.
That's the thing. In the other 2 colors we've done already so far, the color identity has been really strong. Here, not so much. We are missing the crucial aspect of green. Green's main aspect was hand control.
Yeah.
So hand control...
There's a few cards, but it's not enough to say...
Hand control is done in 2 ways.
Yeah.
Well, actually 3 ways now because they showed Load Slack, which was an interesting way to do hand control, and I gave them props for doing Load Slack hand control, right?
Yeah.
We don't have a critical, any decent one. We have 1 critical card, which is the Cooler.
To be fair, in that defense, Surprise Attack Freezer would be really good in this deck.
Probably, but doesn't change the fact that this is not a deck that abuses critical in any way, nor is it a deck that abuses hand control in any way.
No, it's more control and do your own thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's like a pure control, which could be easily adjusted to be more green. I think they're scared on the hand control front.
Yeah, like I mean, because you can easily just put Ribren into this deck. So, I can understand where you're coming from. I definitely think that's a fair and valid
It's just that
criticism.
none of those decks feels like they can be only green. If you put this King Cold in red, it would work in red. If you put it in blue, it would work in blue. If you put it in yellow, it would work in yellow.
Yeah, it's not nothing screams green about
Exactly.
it. Yeah, which I mean, what we're at the fourth color now, and that's
Third.
the only one that doesn't feel.
That's a third color.
Have we not done? Oh, we haven't done yellow
We
yet.
haven't done yellow yet.
Spoilers for the yellow video. The four, like out of four colors we've seen, only one of them not being super on color identity. That's still really good for the game. Like they've been really good.
I mean, King Vegeta is also a control deck similar to King Cold, but I can't imagine King Vegeta in any other color beside red.
Yeah, because there's a lot of negating power and yeah.
There is a negating power in there. You have those putting those young invaders and burning my opponent also feels for me red.
Yeah, too true. So right, we've both given an A, which is again we're very on the level with this set. Both speaking very highly of it. Guys, let us know your grades in the comments below. Check out the links there. We have a Patreon, which if you subscribe at the highest tier, which is $10 at the moment, you get exclusive discounts to our web store, which is at
LondonPlayersGuild.com.
Where you can find boxes. Even if you're not a Patreon, there's some pretty good prices on there for you.
And make sure to jump right in there because the stock is limited. We do not have a lot of stock. All the stock we have is just to support us running this channel.
Yeah. Any profit, and we did it in a fair way that keeps us. So it doesn't mean we lose money, and it lets us put money back into LPG and make things like this a lot better. Because especially with lockdown potentially ending, we're going to up the production value a bit more. So,
we're definitely looking to make different shows as well. So hopefully, we will see you guys around soon on the brand new show.
But the most important thing is that you subscribe, you hit that like button. If you dislike this video, dislike it. We don't mind that. But please leave a comment saying how we can improve, because that's how YouTube content creation works. And it's definitely not just to throw insults at a guy with one hand. Definitely not that. We have been London Players Guild Guide. This has been Green Graded. Lots to say about it. Lots of interesting things coming. And we'll see you in the next Graded.